Hello and welcome to my second day of my Disney Diary attempt. Today I'm going to be talking about Frankenweenie. When the trailers and the general marketing for this movie began, I was pretty excited. I like a lot of Tim Burton works. I liked his creepy art. I liked stop motion animation, and I thought the concept was good. When I went to see it with my mother, we actually had a really bad day, and we had to try and make the last screening. And on that day, the projector was broke, so we had to wait another week. In hindsight, that maybe should have been a sign. First, let me discuss the good points. I thought Sparky acted the way a real dog would. I liked the stop motion animation. I thought it was beautifully done. It's amazing what they can do with puppets and wires and so much patience. I like the character of the science teacher because with his voice and mannerisms and appearance, he looks like he could be the villain of this kind of movie, but he's not. And not only is he not the villain, he's actually a voice of reason for science. When an entire community turns against science out of fear, which I think is something that needs to be addressed in this day and age. Another thing I liked was a lot of movies encourage kids to follow their dreams, and a lot of those dreams seem to be art-related, be it writing or, drawing or painting. But this kind of film actually shows kids can be interested in, math and science, and those things should be encouraged. I think there are children who generally enjoy these things, and they should be highlighted more often, and not just as nerds or geeks or whatever, but as kids who actually enjoy learning about these processes and putting them to good use. Now, I had several problems with this movie, and unfortunately they outweigh the good. First off, with the Japanese kid and the hunchback kid, I realized they were going for, classic tropes, Igor and Godzilla, but it just seemed kind of shoehorned in, kind of mean. Maybe racist, maybe ableist, to make those kids villains without any redeeming features, just for the sake of a good joke, just for the sake of a proper homage to those classic B films. It just didn't sit right with me, I guess. It just made me very uncomfortable. In addition, there were some plot holes I didn't get. For example, the character Weird Girl, who actually never gets a name, even if you look in the credits, she's just called Weird Girl. She joins in on the whole bringing pets back to life with magic lightning thing. But she's never really given a reason. The other kids, they want to win the science fair. They're actually shown in detail why they want to do this. But she doesn't. She's not given that much characterization beyond, oh, she's strange. And that's not really a character. So, it just seemed like a really cheap, shoehorned way to get in the whole homage to vampire movie thing. Another plot point, which I thought was kind of important, was in the beginning when the father, Victor, says that he should try and reach out to friends more. Reach out and try to make some friends. That's why he gets him into baseball. That subplot is dropped pretty quickly, which is understandable, given the whole dog death thing. But I also thought that was important. Something he could have latched onto. In that, people need friends. People need flesh and blood to talk to, at least one other person besides their family. Victor's a good kid, but he closes himself up. He doesn't interact with others, even before the dog is dead. And you could try to make an argument that he makes a friend in the next door neighbor, but she's barely given any lines. She's barely existed, honestly. She just feels like a convenient plot device, and that's not fair to her. That's not fair to any female characters. And then there was the ending. Now, the ending, I can admit, I wouldn't be happy either way, no matter how it had gone down, because, on the one hand, if the dog had stayed dead, that would have kind of meant a good message that you shouldn't mess with these kind of things, that death is permanent, that you should accept it and move on, because that's what they would want. But that would be incredibly depressing for a kid's film. Oh my god, I think that would have been, like, the worst downer you can possibly imagine. But at the same time, I wasn't satisfied with the ending we got because nothing was learned. He got his dog back. He can go back to being a recluse. And how is he going to face actual permanent death in the future? What kind of message does that send? So I guess, in summary, I think this was a good concept, but there were just too many problems that they really should have just kind of stepped back and given it another look before sending it out, because it just seems so, I don't want to say bad, it just seems like the best of intentions, but the worst of attempts. I can only hope that the next time Tim Burton and Disney decide to work together again, they can come up with better morals, a better story, better characters, better everything. Because this was a disappointment.